Stuff, yeah. That's my shit, by the way. When I come on, that whisper. That's man. For the name of this video is gonna be called "That Whisper." I think whispering is the beginning of everything that we know. It's not the idea, or it's not the no. It is the idea of whispering, but it's not whispering itself. You see, whispering is what it could be. If I was saying something like, and it seems like I'm moving my lips. Now you trying to, now you trying to make sense of what that person is saying. Let's just say I was whispering, right? Or I was just moving my lips like that, and I was just moving my lips. Now in your mind, it's creating a thought of what it could be, and now you creating a language of what is this person saying? Did he say this? Now you guessing. That is creating a word on its own, a world on its own. So a person whispering is you trying to hear, which actually, your senses again, which actually improve your senses, improve your what's the word I'm looking for? Improve, enhance your puzzle. You feel me? Basically, that's what it's doing. It improve your imagination of what it could be. So I'm looking at it from this point of view. If I was like, and I was just moving my lips, but you're not hearing any words coming out, it puzzles you. It kind of gives you that words are escaping me right now. Why is that? I don't know, but we're gonna get it together. It puzzles you, and it kind of gives you that like what is this man trying to conform? Now you are me trying to figure out what is he saying when he's moving his lips or she's moving her lips like that. We become one in that moment. And I feel like that's also a sign of creation in itself. And we're gonna dive into it actually. We become one because we are trying to figure it out at that time in itself. And I think in that moment itself is a beginning of a creation itself. And that's what the Bible to me was talking about. Whenever they speak about creation, creation happens over and over and over and over and over. That's over. It do happen over and over and over. Like when they said God separated um, light from darkness, and then made light day and darkness night. Then it became a day, but yet it was always one. It separated it, but yet could not separate it for it becoming one day. You understand? And that's the same thing when I was talking about whispering and everything. Like if you trying to figure me out, we having a communication and intercourse. When intercourse is not really. Well, it's kind of funny how intercourse too works like that. Even if you think of it in a sexual point of view, I'm bringing 23 chromosomes, you bringing your 23 chromosome, and it still happens. It still come back to the one. You understand? I didn't even think of it like that. But I was talking about communication where I'm talking to you and you talking to me, and we come down to what? A conclusion. So regardless, even when I think of it in a creational point of view, you have a singular organism, right? And the singular organism separates itself to become two, right? And become a multi-organism. Multi is something that's more than two, right? But yet, that singular organism is always going that when it becomes multi, regardless of how many times it forms itself, it is still part of the same one organism that forms itself in that multiplication. You get it, right? So it had me thinking, because I tell you the journey of this thought. The journey, the what is it called? The origin of the thought itself that came to mind. So I was in the bathroom, right? Bullshitting. So I started thinking to myself, I'm like, cause I was in the bathroom, the lights was on. Boom. Then for some certain reason, I turned the lights off. Then I'm in the dark in the bathroom. Then it came to me, the reason why I need light is because of darkness. But I wouldn't be able to even identify the need of light if there was not no darkness. You understand? I know it's kind of crazy, but I'll just you go somewhere with me. You feel me? You feel me? So there's always going to be something that needs something for that purpose to be there. So the purpose of light is to serve darkness. You understand? Like it is a calling for it. It's like Adam is darkness, and Adam need of a woman was so the woman is his light to his darkness. If you understand what I'm saying. So I'm in the bathroom, right? And I realized that the only reason why the only reason why I can even identify the difference between the two, because one needed the other. You understand? And when they both come together, they blend in together, which give us what we was something like it's an exposure, which had me thinking. Then I mean that was just a quick thought of mine. And today I'm YouTube, watching different kind of video before I got on this, and I started watching what's his name Muji. I think that's his name. I hope I ain't fuck up the name. I'm sorry. Moji is Mooji. He's more like a spiritual teacher. I listen to him occasionally, but I definitely, I listen very carefully when I listen to him. It's not like I don't listen to anybody else, but he requires much attention because he dives deep into serious talk. And I'm like, damn. And he was talking about, I'm watching a video that he did a month back. Sometimes I like to go back. Never. Look at this. That's the coyote. That's not even a regular. Here I am just talking, having fun. It looked like he's hurt. It looked like he's injured. Of course, I got God with me, so he wouldn't even think twice about doing anything to me. I was in my bliss just talking and having fun, trying to explore my mind. And you have a coyote that's injured. Look at that. Somebody fucking injured it. It's a fox. I wouldn't even call it a coyote. It's a fox. As you can see, man, they're trying to release these things. They must have heard him because he wouldn't even have came this way. It doesn't even make sense for him to go that way. He's going like it will make more sense for him to go the opposite direction where I'm actually going myself, because that's more of a dry area, less humans and shit like that. But it seems like they redirected him in some form of capacity. Especially if he's injured, he's not going to go into where there's a lot of people. He's going to go into somewhere where there's it's an emptiness. You know what I mean? Less disturbing, more forest like, for rest, to go rest and heal. Usually when a lion or anything else get injured, they always go into these places where there's not that many. You're not gonna go rest among your the predators. No, you're gonna rest when there's peace. A place where a lot of animals or people is not gonna be at. You're gonna find an open space to rest, and that shit, just the rest alone will heal you. You feel me? You ain't gonna sleep among your enemies, nigga. Those are the people who are trying to kill you. And you weak too? Nah, it's over. They gonna definitely come after your head. But anyway, back to the spiritual teacher, Moji. Moji. Man, I'm bad with names. But he requires me. He requires a lot of attention when you do listen to him, because he's diving deep into topics that the average person don't even talk about. You feel me? He's a spiritual teacher, so it requires a different level of understanding. Anyway, check it. So as I was hearing him speak on the video that he did a month back, I will get the title later on. But check him out on YouTube. His name is spelled Moojii. I think. I think that's the spelling of the name. I. I've been watching him for a long time, probably years now. So, so he reignited that thought that came back into mind. So I'm like, let me just look into it. It's like, somebody's calling for me up there to look into this, topic of it and see what's going on. How come I'm thinking about this? You know, I don't know what to call it. I don't know whether it's the Holy Spirit or space itself. It's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things. You feel me? Let these niggas pass. Now I'm on high regard. I wasn't even paying attention at first. Nah, I'm on my shit now. You feel me? Yeah, so I'm hearing him speak. I'm like, okay, all right. You feel me? Like I'm hearing him speak, and he's talking about where do certain things come from. It's not me. And it kind of reignite what I was asking myself about. Okay, like what the point of darkness? You feel me? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know. There are things that basically what I'm saying is that I would not know what darkness was or what light is if one didn't require the service of the other. So it started having me thinking, there are things that exist that didn't require a service of another that we haven't identified, but yet it's among us. You understand? I realized that in order to identify something, at least from our perspective as humans, which meaning that that thing is here to serve something else for us to, that's where our intelligence comes from. Our intelligence is very limited. You feel me? Because I'm trying to see how do I get smarter, right? And I realized that most of the things, that nigga's on my dick. That's his service. You feel me? And that's how you get to identify somebody. You understand? Like you to his service is to agitate. You feel me? And that's how I recognize him because I identify him by what he or she does. Right? So, and I put it in layman's terms. Darkness and light are literally serving each other because they kind of feed off of each other, right? So this is where our intelligence comes from. Our intelligence is to notify or identify or recognize something that is of service to something else. If you can understand what I'm saying, you understand? So our science is based on our observation of the known world. So most of our intelligence is based on the things that it's based on the things that we see and observe. You feel me? We have to be able to identify because it's in like partnership. It's like it's in a dancing motion. It needs a dancing partner. But what about a partner who doesn't need a dancing partner that dance by itself, like a God particle, like something that does not require us to feed off another energy to be alive. You feel me? Now think with me, walk with me. Walk with me, man. Because our intelligence is based on two things or more dancing with each other. And that's how we get to identify it, right? Boom. This is our intelligence. Now, it has, so that nigga suck my dick, man. You feel me? You hear me too, so I ain't got, you come see me. Anyway, so that's our intelligence, right? You feel me? Our intelligence is based on two or more people When I say dancing, basically operating, organizing. You name it. You put any form of categories you want to put in there. Nah, you're intelligent people. Y'all can think. You feel me? Just think beyond that. You feel me? Like when we look at the stars and everything else like that, we know that planets are evolving around the sun, and some is feeding off the sun itself, and the sun is a nuclear energy. You go, man. God damn, this bitch so mad close, fucking hoe. You feel me? And the sun is a nucleus energy that's feeding off the elements itself. So something is feeding off something. This is a form of relationship, what I call dancing. You feel me? They are interacting with each other, intercourse, whatever, interbreed, whatever you want to call it. You feel me? It's all the same thing. Life is sex in itself. You feel me? That's our form of intelligence. But what about the intelligence where the first form of intelligence, before everything broke, before that first intelligence, this is where he sparked that shit in me. I'm like, boom, I'm like, okay. Like I was thinking about that already when I was in the bathroom. Now I like the fact that you even he I'm gonna watch that video over and over just to learn from it. You feel me? Because sometimes you just gotta watch. Because I was thinking about it too, and for some strange reason, it popped up on one of my recommendations. I'm like, either YouTube is secretly listening to me, or they saying, man, you need to listen, or that's just the angels pushing the shit in my way and be like, okay, listen to somebody who has been thinking it a long time, and he will help you with your shortcut, and you add on to what you already know. And before I watch it over and over to get a better understanding, I want to get my thought out there to see what I was thinking, to see my thoughts match his thoughts. Because sometimes we can think of something, then we rush and go into researching, right? And we haven't finished our thought because we too scared that somebody's gonna laugh. Like, you too scared you gonna sound stupid or somebody's gonna laugh at you or you just gonna sound ignorant. But sometimes, what people laugh at today can be something that's very smart tomorrow that everybody else is going to be doing. So you need to finish your thoughts before you dive into somebody else's thought. You feel me? I think it's very, very important that we do that because you never know. Feel me? You just never know. So I like to finish my thoughts out first. Then I'm gonna deep dive into his shit because I was already thinking about that, but he seems to have been thought about that already. So I'm like, I got to tap into his, but I want to finish my thought out first. Then when I tap into his, I get to understand. You feel me? The reason why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. The reason why I even touch on this topic, right? Because I woke up this morning, right? Blah, blah, blah. Take your shower, da da da. Got out. I'm about to, go. I'm like, all right, let me just eat my nasty cereal with water, no milk. Some nasty shit, but hey, feel me? It is what it is. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I buy milk. Sometimes I just do that with water. It tastes better with the water. Sometimes it tastes better with the milk. You know what I mean? It has its days. So I'm like, damn, these niggas always hating. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But I'm coming out. I'm across the street going to get my bus. Then, what do you call it? Across the street to go get my bus. And I realized that as soon as I'm coming out, the car, I already peeped them from far. Right? And I realized that people was always plotting they always trying to cover up what they doing or try to influence you to do something so they can take credit for something. First of all, people will watch you, right? Just to be like, I predicted that he would do this. Like, come on, y'all got to get a life. So I already see that they was driving kind of slow. It was like 3 cars in a row at the same time. And I always monitor my surroundings and I'd be like, that's strange. Okay. When they was coming, then they drove by. Then all of a sudden it smelled like marijuana. They was trying to cover up the difference. I'm like, I can't stand these niggas. You feel me? Because in my mind, I'm like, they did something. That's why they're trying to cover up the difference. And the way they was moving, and everything else like that. So when I said it out loud, like I can't stand these niggas, and I didn't even see who was in the car because it was dark outside. You feel me? Because they already drove past me. So what I smelled was debris in that section alone. So I can't stay. I can't stay. Like basically, I said it. Like yeah, I said it. Nigga, kill yourself. Anyway, so I'm like, I can't stand. I know it's going. The story's going somewhere. Trust me, it's gonna make sense. So I'm like, I can't stand these niggas, bro. Like so now I'm on my way to whatever work and everything else, waiting for my bus. My bus came. So when I said I couldn't stand this nigga, I guess people took it personal and started turning their backs and everything else like that, and making it seem like I am the problem and I'm negative and this, that, and the third. So I started asking myself the question, well, if somebody said they can't stand somebody or somebody is displaying some form of anger or frustrations towards somebody or individuals, individuals in a group is a group. You feel me? Individuals, more than one individual at a particular station, subject, whatever, who agree upon the same thing as a group to me, or people, whatever. So I said, if somebody is displaying some form of frustration or disregard to somebody, individual, or group of people, then where did that frustration come from? Did it come from a pure emptiness? Did it come from the person's imagination? Some people, they do have some wild imagination. Did it come from that person's fantasy? You feel me? Because I'm looking at these individuals who are making it seem like they turn their back on me because I said I couldn't stand people who are literally stalking me and watching me. You feel me? Yeah, I can't stand your fucking ass. I said it. So now you are making it seem like you're turning your back on me. I'm like, great. Now keep that same energy because you acting like you're turning your back on me, but yet got one eye on me. But anyway, so I started asking a question. I'm asking reasonable question in my mind, thinking about it. I'm like, so what did I make this shit up in my mind? My imagination? Was it a fantasy of mine? What was it? Did I see it in a movie? And I feel like let me play that character in my life? No, this is real. You feel me? Like, and it came down to me thinking about the time when I was in the bathroom when I started thinking about I'm darkness. You feel me? Not because of my complexion. I am darkness, and these people are like, well, I'm gonna switch it around. Well, it do. Well, I gotta use it that way because I only give them the purpose of being the light. But but sometimes even light can be bad. You feel me? Darkness is the ultimate energy. Anyway, I'm darkness, right? And these people happen to be light, and it's like we are in. I cannot have those imaginations, and I cannot have those kind of thinking if these people wasn't a service of it. Look at this shit right here. Like, look at how close this nigga is driving to the sidewalk. There's so much road, bro. Like, nigga, you caught, bro. Like, come on, man. This is what I be talking about. Like, this is what I be talking about, yo. There's so much road. Look at him. No, look at that, yo. I know it's two yellow lines, but there are two yellow. One can drive on this side and this side. The other side right here, that one right there, it's on the other. It's for the other people. But there's two lanes are for them. Like you see him, like he trying to sneak up on me. That's what they do, bro. You see, it plays right into what I'm talking about. So did I make that in my imagination, or do I have to show that on camera for people to see? So if I say I can't stand these people, I can't stand that individual, it's obvious that he has to he even if we are both separate entity, right? We still in a conflict, and a conflict makes it one. You feel me? I know it sounds kind of crazy, da da da, but look at him coming back again, because he didn't have to go that route in the first place. This is what I be talking about. This is evidence. You feel me? Now he want to turn his head the other way because you on fucking candy camera, you bum ass nigga. You feel me? Because when I was talking for 2 minutes straight, he was just waiting. You feel me? And I'm like, this nigga acting too suspicious. Then I turn back around again, then he's right there like, coming slowly. I'm like, now you did a U-turn. Just like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not making this shit up in my mind. It's not part of my fantasy. Like, as soon as I'm talking about this, is happening. Like, damn, yo, this is what I be talking about. Like, this is not just out of space and everything else like that, which kind of took me to this journey of when I'm in the bathroom and everything else like that. I'm like, these people are of service or a slave. You know what I mean? You as like you part. It's I'm part of it too because they've involved me. You feel me? But we're not even going to talk about my problem. I wanted to go more on the scientific aspect of it. That I just had to relate that. Like, okay, let me just relate that. I just wanted to get into the scientific aspect of it being a good portion of it all. I wanted to more dive into more where does the intelligence comes from? You feel me? Does intelligence come from space alone? Or does intelligence comes from separation? Or was intelligence already there before the separation? It had to be there before the separation. But even if it was separated, does it dilute the intelligence down? You feel me? I'm just saying though. So if I look at the Bible and the way they said God separated night from day, was night and day once? If I had to separate something, it says the key word used there was separate. So how can you separate night, which is dark? It said darkness was made into night, and light was made into day. So it means both of them was together. So both of them together is that the intelligence itself. And also science talk about the singular organism that was asexual, which meaning it was reproducing itself without needing a partner. So is that we're not talking about no tranny. You know what I mean, please don't get excited. Hate that shit. You feel me? That's the hermaphrodite, the shit that they was talking. So is that true intelligence? Even in the Bible, they talk about God made men and damn, that shit gets deep. It really gets deep, deep, deep. But anyway, so is that intelligence in itself? Because the Bible always speaks about. I just want y'all to know the power of two. You feel me? The power of two. It always speaks about the separation of things, but yet those things are still one. And it's like we played that role throughout our whole life, and we don't even recognize it. A man and a woman can come together and make a copy of themselves. Even before that, a man and a woman can, not even before that, after that, a man and a woman can come together, make a copy of themselves, but yet we identify them as one family. But yet it's two people involved to make that one. Same things that are one cannot be one without a reunion of two sides. You get what I'm saying, right? So there was some form of power in one. I know they said this. I know they said this power. There is power in whatever, power in number, whatever, power, whatever they say. But we gotta rethink it. You know what I mean? You know me. I gotta spark the brain a little bit like that. So I'm taking it back to the Genesis all the way to now, and the things that we do. Even when you have to have an agreement, a contract, it has to be between. I can't have an agreement, a contract with myself. Can I? Even if I have an agreement and contract with myself, I still have to create an imagination of what I am agreeing upon. Now, seriously, think about it. Even when God have an agreement with men, He's under a covenant. You feel me? There's still God and man. Then that power is the covenant. So I just want to know. I think there's two different kind of ones. Even that itself is separated. You feel me? The one that was there in the beginning, but yet was that one there? Where did that one come from? That's where Muja, I said doctor, spiritual teacher, Munja. Whew, I fucked up his name early. I'm sorry, master. Feel me? I gotta call him. I gotta see what I have to pronounce his name very right. But there's a power. I want to know. There's two different intelligence that's operating right now. You have the pure intelligence, which is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is intelligent itself. You feel me? The Holy Spirit has to be intelligent. I don't know where I saw that title at. I think I read it somewhere. I took the information and forgot where I got it from, which is more important. So because sometimes the knowledge leaves on, but people can change the name or steal the idea. But as long as you got the knowledge, the message is always the same. So even in the Bible, let's talk about the Bible again because that shit is beyond me. It says in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and everything that was made out of that Word, the Word is intelligent itself. So knowledge was always here. The intelligence was always here, but that was the first intelligence itself. But what about if does it repeats itself? I don't know because I'm thinking like this, right? Since there is knowledge in the union of two that makes it one. What in the beginning? Where did that first knowledge come from? Is it repeating itself? You feel me? I know it sounds crazy, my nigga. I got this is the shit that I be thinking about. I just want to know, like, if the word was with God, I guess it makes sense. The word has to break away from God. Now we came in, it had to, because if the word was with God and the word is God, then that means that it's part of what God is as marriage when it comes to marriage or reunion or part of like an arm, like body intelligence and everything else. Plus you have your own mind and everything else like that. So you have parts that come together to make one, which the one seems like is because you have different intelligence coming together. It seems like it has to be the supreme. It has to be in reunion. You feel me? If I had Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft come together to form one company, I think that one company would be better than each individual one by itself. And that's God right there. Not Amazon or Apple or anything else. I'm talking about God being the word and everything else that puts it together to make it that one. So I got my answer. My answer is each individual intelligence is smarter than its own, but it's not divine or supreme until you put everything and bring it one and make it more intelligent. You feel me? So the supreme intelligence. So stop playing, man. This nigga, man. I feel like my phone be fucking up. It's not fucking up, but it's like. So I feel like the supreme intelligence, in order for you to have the maximum form of intelligence, it has to come from a union, marriage, togetherness. It cannot, it's the opposite. It can't be separated. You feel me? Because even when it's separated, it still comes back to one again. Because even when it's separated, when God separated night from day, just to differentiate the two, it still come back to one and made it one day. But first, it was darkness. It tells you everything that you need to know in the Bible, that it was pure darkness. And within that, even when you're in a room that is pure dark, there's still some kind of glow to it. It almost resembles light, but yet it's not light. It's like a shiny black. Even when you look at a coal, there's a shininess to it. It's like a glisten, but it's black. Like myself, you know what I mean? The sun hit my skin, it's glisten, but yet it's not light. But yet it seems like it's the origin of light. You feel me? That's where light and everything else came from. All colors came from darkness. You feel me? So this will go into the Black History high card, whatever they call it. You understand? Into the Black History category of the list of things that I'm talking about. So the separation of things, even when you separate, as God separated, it still came back to one and formed another version of itself. So night and day became one, like as if the day wasn't the day itself already. The one day that it was made was always is. It's just a different definition or a different expression of something that was always is. You understand? I just wanted to express that with y'all. And me just turning the light on and off in the bathroom. And it played into every aspect of my life. Then I realized that every aspect of our life itself, as we copy and uncopy ourselves, with other partners always come back down to the one. And even when we have a billion kids and we have a billion humans, we still are one human race. We can't even escape it. We cannot escape the one. But there's always the power of two. And it seems as if that we need that form of communication. The power of two is equivalent to having a conversation with yourself. Because without the first singular organism separating itself to see itself, it seems like at that time life itself was very boring. So you have to reimagine yourself. So you always, that's why God said that it is bad for men to be alone. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that is a fact. Yeah, I just figured this shit out. I'm a fucking scientist. I think I did. This is why God said it's bad for men to be alone. Because God didn't have a problem creating Adam by himself. It didn't. You feel me? But it said it's bad for men to be alone in that state. So that is crazy. It's like, now I gotta go this way because I didn't even finish talking yet. Now we diving into it. Look, God said it's bad for men to be alone, right? So he put Adam, shout out to Bishop Jakes for this one. He put Adam into a deep sleep, which is darkness itself. And guess what happens? He created another version of Adam out of Adam itself. That is crazy. That is crazy. It's just like, because everything that we see is created out of itself, even when they express itself in a different way. So a man and a woman are very similar, not even very similar. They are equivalent or quite the same, identical. Because a woman was made out of Adam itself, a woman, even a female. You feel me? We can't even escape each other because we hold each other accountable. You feel me? Although it's like one and two are of the same. Although it looks like it's one individual, he has an army behind him, which is two is more. Like it's continuous. Once it's not one, then two is kept on going. Like two is numeric. You feel me? Keep going. I know this will sound confusing to a lot of people. I'm sorry, but I'm breaking it quite simply. This how you break shit down, break it down. You feel me? So it's crazy. Even when God made Adam and Eve, in the beginning, he started with the power. He started with one, right? Then that one broke itself into two, then came back to one again. That's the same shit. And Adam and Eve is a continuous story. But yet Adam started with one. He made Adam as one, then broke it. Then Adam broke himself into two again. It's kind of funny, even in that act itself, it's a form of rebellion. I made you as one, and yet I have to break you apart and make you two again because you couldn't be holy, just being you by yourself. So I always have to partner you up with something else because you can't afford to be by yourself in peace. So you always gonna need that interaction. I thought God didn't make no, because I was always assuming, did God make a mistake with Adam? I always ask that question in silence. Now I know that God didn't make it. It was men who did not know what he was. So he continuously always looking outward for something else instead of looking inward that you have everything in you already. That shit bugged out. I'm gonna stop talking. I think I give that too much gym. And I gotta get paid for this shit. That nigga's crazy. Yeah, this is a lot of knowledge I just spill out. So it's always one and a two punch. It's always, it might look like it's one, but that one holds more. When I say two, I just don't mean like two. I mean two like me, powerfully two. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, I mean two like me. You feel me? Word up. Like, I mean two like me. You feel me? Because even when you take a look at the color, black, Then you have brown. Brown came from black, but yet when you break all colors down, all colors come from black. I mean, all colors come from brown itself. Oh, let's just take a look at the rainbow. The rainbow is all these colors in the rainbow, but all those colors come from white light, and that white light comes out of darkness itself. So when I say two, I mean two can be multiplied into even multiply is multi. Multi is more than two. So this is our world. This is the basic of it. And if you can break it down to this simplification, then you're just making it more complicated than what you're making it. You have to like it just the intelligence is just more complicated. That's all it is. I didn't know you could take your laptop home. Girl, I go again. Excuse me. Let's see. Dropping stuff right there. Excuse me. Drop it. Oh, the house fuck this. I thought you dropped it. Oh, all right, all right. This is the origin of life itself. It is. And this is just me speaking on top of the head. If I do research or not, I can find more stuff that I can attach to this. How many minutes have I gone? 41. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the information is always there. Like I say, you just got to put a different lens on. Just look at it from a different point of view. It can be like, I see a sign that says one way, but is it really one way? Because one can be broken down as long as you have all it start is one. When it starts with one, everything else one. How can I put this? One is the start, and two is the possibility. You know what I mean? More like one is the beginning, and two will be like Genesis, the possibility of what it could be. I'm not. I didn't even go to my spot because somebody's always in my spot, so I just didn't. I didn't even check for it though, more. I'm not here on this side. You understand? That shit is crazy to me. Like my own knowledge is baffling me because it have me thinking now. It's like a phoenix, something rising out of something. I know you can take your laptop. They usually don't allow. I guess this place is different. I would not take my laptop. Like if they give me a laptop here, I'd be like, I don't feel comfortable taking it home. 'Cause then you might have to pay for it, or it's go against your job. They usually have a storage room where they keep it. Anyway, yeah, man. This is what I like to do, honestly. The job is just productivity. Feel me? I'm more of a scientist, exploring my mind and seeing how we can move the human race forward spiritually, scientifically, emotionally, righteously, and all that kind of rich rereads. Rereads, Jeff Reed. Makes sense. You feel me? But it is what it is, man. This is my this is y'all walking in my mind right now. I had to express that real quick that it was just a connection that I've seen that we basically keep repeating. We it repeats. We keep repeating the same act. You feel me? Even plants do the same thing. Where does it come from? A single seed, and it multiplies. It, it's yeah, it does multiply itself just like humans. Now I mean, any other life force is the same thing too. But yet it comes back down to we categorizing it as a one. You dig? Like it is what it is. Like it's amazing just thinking about it that a plant starts from a seed, then has the potential to multiply. And if that's the case, and that is true intelligence in itself, you don't really need that many people. You're supposed to make that many people believe in you. You don't need that many. Like you, all you need is yourself, and all you have to do is convince one person, and that person convince that other person, and that's how you have multiplication. You feel me? I'm out of here because I don't want to be attacked. Cause these niggas girls on my dick. Feel me? They be so mad. They mad because they don't spend they spend too much time paying attention to me, and I'm spending time thinking about these things, and they get jealous. Nigga, you could do the same thing too if you get your mind right. You feel me? You ain't get your mind right because you too jealous competing against me. Like you too jealous trying to come on. You can't fake this shit, man. You got the work got to be put in. You cannot fake it. Work, I'm still putting in work, and I still ain't get it right yet. So what makes you think that you gonna spend some time hating on the next nigga and still expect to get it right, nigga? You there's no magic spoon, my nigga. Feel me? You gotta put in the work, make it become a habit. Feel me? I guess that's where consistency comes from one to consistently doing it, and that's how you multiply. It makes sense. It is in the nature of us to be. That's why the guy said, "Now go out into the world and be fruitful," because it's the power of two. But the power of two cannot be possible if it wasn't for that incredible one. Okay, I get it. Yo, that's my message. I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know what to call it yet. I'll probably call it. What can I call it? Megatron. That's funny. Megatron. I will look at the definition of that, by the way. I don't know why that came to mind, but I could look at the definition of that. Yeah, I might look at because Megatron is. I won't fucking call him Megatron. What the fuck am I thinking? Yes, I'm gonna call him Megatron. Megatron in the movie is like this big machine, but yet it can break itself down into different pieces. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. It's over. All right, yeah, I'm about to go in. I holler. I'm still early, 30 minutes early, but I'm still go in. You feel me? It's nice outside, but I still want to go in. I feel like I'll let you later.